Good morning, dear learners. Today we are going to start the new chapter of history, life in towns and villages. In the previous chapter, we have studied about the Mauryan Empire. Now, the formation of kingdoms and empires resulted in increase in agriculture and trade. So, both internal and overseas trade routes opened up. This period witnessed the development of numerous arts and crafts. These developments resulted in the growth of towns and cities. Emergence of cities. Indus Valley civilization was fundamentally an urban civilization with population concentrated in the cities. The Vedic civilization which followed it was essentially rural or village based in character. Hence, it was not until the period of the Mahajanpadas that urban centers or towns began emerging once again. This development is also termed as the second urbanization. Now, factors responsible for emergence of cities. First one is increased crop production, development of skill-based crafts, and growth in trade and commerce led to emergence of cities from about 400 BCE. Second, some cities grew as administrative and political centers like Hastinapur. Third one, some other cities grew around markets and trading centers that catered to a number of villages. These were located in the regions of surplus goods with adjoining regions of consumers' demand. And the last one is some religious centers which attracted large number of pilgrims such as Vaishali, Mathura, grew into big cities. Kaushambi was one of the earliest cities. Next topic is increase in agricultural production. Better knowledge of cultivation techniques and use of iron tools in agriculture made it possible for farmers to reap different types of rich crop yields. Also, more and more land was brought under cultivation after clearing grasslands and forests. New varieties of grains and other things began to be cultivated. All family members worked together in fields. Some families got their fields cultivated by workers under the arrangement of division of crops or payment of land rent. More arable land was brought under irrigation through canals and artificial reservoirs. Water was fed from rivers and reservoirs into the canals to irrigate fields. Agricultural production bringing general prosperity to the people. The Nandas built a canal at Kalinga. In the south, the Chola king Karikela provided irrigation facilities in the Kaveri river valley. The pasture land lying beyond the village's field was a public property on which all people could graze their cattle. Consequently, first in North India and then in the South, there was a tremendous increase in the production of crops and livestock rearing. That's all about the topic. I hope you have understood the topic.